Hi everyone, I'm Stan from Eagle Vision. I'm here again with Chris Bellamy from MyModular. Hi Chris. And we're talking about how the new style of modular lighting can be worked in within the construction industry and how it makes it much more efficient. So last time we talked about construction. This time we're actually going to talk about what happens when the construction period finishes and how do builders convert from whatever products were in place before to the actual thing that's going to keep going on. So what happens then?
So traditional wiring is the only sort of alternative, but what we offer for a lighting system, which is what would stay in the building post-construction, is a 5-pin modular cabling system.
Right.
So it's essentially that plug and play theology again. Everything just clicks together, but it has the smarts and capability to run daily lighting or any other 5-pin required lights. And we do have smaller...
So it's computer controlled or any other device?
Correct. So for dimming, for sensors, anything else that you need in the end product, we have a solution for that, which is again modular, clicking together and very flexible down the track and sort of future-proof in the sense that if you do need to add more lights or relocate lights, it's really easy to do without having to cut cables, strip cables or do anything detrimental.
But isn't the system designed in-house? So whatever's already created on the floor plan layout sort of has to stay, right?
Correct. So what happens originally is we will get a plan for a build. And our design team will help come up with the exact lead lengths and every single fitting for the entire building, so they know what needs to go where, and the length of every cable that needs to go on. Again, back to the sustainability you mentioned last time, to reduce waste. If we are sending the exact right products to site, it's perfect. No waste, really easy, and there's no short cables or having to rerun cables or anything like that.
But do the new lights basically plug into the MLEX systems that you had installed previously for temporary lighting, or how does that work?
No, so the temporary lighting is its own sort of solution. So that will be removed by the builders or the electricians. That'll get taken off site and they'll use it on the next one. So that is a fully standalone system that they can take off and reuse. Right. Whereas the wire by click and MLEX range, they're the permanent fixtures in the building. Right. Okay. So they replace the hard wiring, as we call it, which is nice because then we can call it soft wiring. Sure. So it's a much easier system, and that's the permanent one, which will stay in the building for its lifespan.
Okay, cool. And what about retrofitting? So let's say there is an existing building, the developer decides to change over from traditional lighting to modular lighting. Number one, is there a benefit to it? Potentially maybe for the future, or how easy is that conversion process?
It is quite easy. The big benefit there would be for office fit outs. If you are changing the layout of a floor very regularly or every 3 to 5 years, if you have the modular system that can be unplugged and relocated really easily, it saves all those cables hanging down from the ceiling and a lot of messing around. Course.
And time and all that kind of stuff.
I actually have here one of the starters. So what this is this is a 5-pin starter. Right. So this takes your 3-pin, which is your standard power, as well as the communication cables as well. So they get hardwired into the back of that. So that sits then up in the roof space or wherever it is that the cabling is running. You then attach to that a backbone lead, again 5-pin. So it takes all of the communication and data through there. And this is perfect for those retrofits. So if they've already got the backbone and infrastructure, that simply clicks onto here. That backbone lead has an output on the top as well. So you can put luminaire leads, so a 5-pin lighting cable straight onto there, and you can stack them. Cool. So you can have up to 4.
Many? Up to 4?
Up to 4 per junction is the safest one. Okay. But there are exceptions with everything.
Yeah, sure.
So here, let's say we've had, this is typically much longer than 30-centimetre runs. Of course. So you get a starter to a backbone lead, which runs to another backbone lead. And on top of this, that's where you can then stack your luminaire leads. Right. So there's your 5-pin, which would go right into the back of the light fitting. And that just snaps straight onto the top, like that. And then from this junction point, you'd have, say, 4 lights. From that one, you've got 4 lights. And everything just snaps straight in. It's really straightforward, really easy. And again, stackable makes it so much quicker and easier to join them together.
That's the whole point of MyModular, right?
Exactly. So that's what's going to save a lot of time. And then if you do need to remove lights or add lights, you've already got the backbone there built in. So if you need to add in another section here, you just put another one or off to another 4, and it allows for that really easy communication to those lights as well. So 5-pin is all about communication and smarts, and a lot of the buildings nowadays are moving towards that.
Absolutely. And so how would that help, if at all, with creating higher energy efficiency of the building itself?
Energy efficiency is really about the end product. So the LED lights, we have good relationships with a lot of the lighting manufacturers. And in some cases, we will even free issue the cables to the lighting manufacturer. So when the light arrives on site, it already has our 5-pin cable on there. So it's having the high quality LED products at the end, which helps a lot. And enabling things like dimmers, sensors, all those things will help reduce the power consumption on site.
Yeah, sure thing. Awesome. Look, that's all that we sort of want to talk about in this episode around lighting and how completed projects will utilize MyModular. Thanks so much for watching.